Alrighty. Thank you everyone for joining another Headset Hangouts. I'm super excited to talk to y'all today. If you were in the last training session, we did talk about acquiring and retaining new customers. So this is a great way to build off of that initial topic that we talked about. So yeah, all about bundling products today. So what goes well together? Last session, we really started talking about goal setting. So what is your main goal right now with your operation? Is it to increase revenue? If it is, how do you want to do that? Last time we talked about a good way to start to think about increasing your revenue is potentially getting more people in the door or retaining those really loyal customers. This session is all focused around when we get those people in the door, how can we increase revenue from there? It could be potentially increasing basket size or basket count. So how do we increase basket size? One way to do that is to potentially bundle or offer products together that go well together, or do conditional promos intended to augment those basket averages. That specific topic we're going to talk about in the next session, but today we're really going to be talking about what is our approach to bundling products and how do we know, what products go well together. So this is going to be taking us through all of the basket analysis, most of the basket analysis module in the retailer premium section. So we're going to aim to really just get a good benchmark for where we're at today and talk about different things we could potentially do to put in place over the next coming months so that when we come back into these modules, we can say, okay, did we increase the basket count? Did we increase the basket size? Are our strategies that we put in place actually working? So this is all about getting benchmark for where we are at today with our baskets. So the first thing I want to focus on is basket analysis overview. That's going to be found again underneath basket analysis module. First thing I want to look at is just high level statistics here. So I do have my store name filtered to one store in particular. If you are following along on your end, feel free to set up your filters however you need to. If you want to look at just one store, you can go ahead and select that. If you want to look at multiple, you can do that as well. Date range, I wanted to look at the last 90 days to get kind of a longer and stronger idea of what's going on because we did just have a holiday. I know that if I just look at the last 30 days, that might skew my numbers just a little bit. So I want to look at, that last 90 days, give me a more realistic idea of what I'm doing. And then I'm going to break it out by week. So in terms of the last 90 days here, we have total revenue, about 880,000 in the last 90 days. My average basket size is about $38 and my basket count is around 23,000. And then down here we have current basket statistics. So again, keeping in mind these two numbers, these are what we kind of want to see either increase along the way when we come back into the platform and after we've implemented whatever strategies we decide we're going to implement. So current basket statistics down here, this is going to give us a good idea of over time, how have our baskets changed in terms of average basket size as well as basket count. So this week, last year, we can see how we were doing 1 year ago compared to 12 weeks ago, last week, and then this week. Right to the right of this is change in basket statistics, which this visual is awesome, but this table over here gives us an actual percentage increase or decrease in basket size as well as basket count. The other dashboard that I really like to show on this specific basket analysis overview is the heat map. I, for some reason, find this super interesting. This kind of shows like when are the highest average baskets happening at your store, what hour of the day. Weirdly enough, Sunday mornings are pretty hot. Now, this really depends on like what market are you in, where are you located? Are you located in, a retirement home area that's like really popular with the older generation? is that why is Sunday morning so hot right now? Is depending on where you're located, of course, and what market you're in. But if you're maybe in a more touristy location, you could have higher baskets during different parts of the day, but higher priced items could potentially be consumed by specific demographics of people. And we can kind of explore that more in other training sessions, but that's some questions that you can start to ask yourself. So moving on from basket analysis overview, we want to jump into basket detail to get a feel for what types of categories have the highest basket size as well as highest basket penetration. So we can start to think about, okay, what products are kind of bundling together and what products are driver products versus passenger products, which we'll go over in just a minute. So again, we have all of our filters pretty much the same here. This basket statistics graph is pretty interesting to me. So this is where we can see, okay, what is the category that's driving the largest basket size on average? And what does that look like in terms of basket penetration? So we'll see that capsules, for example, have a total basket size of $58, which is the highest basket size on average out of all of the categories. Not to say that capsules make up the entire $58 of this basket, but when capsules are there, this is the average basket size. But capsules are only in there 0.9% of the time. So 0.9% of baskets contain capsules. Conversely, over here at the very end of this, we have pre-rolls. So the total basket size on average for pre-rolls is $30, but they're showing up 34.4% of baskets. So something to keep in mind there, pre-rolls are generally lower priced items, but are really good passenger products for quite a few different categories. Capsules, on the other hand, higher priced item, but probably showing up less because it's maybe a less popular product where you're located, what have you. Scrolling down here at the very bottom, this is where we can see, okay, are these products that we just looked at, are these categories passenger products or driver products? So driver is going to mean that they are the product that people are coming into your store to purchase, and they might pick up some other things along the way. Whereas passenger products are those things that people pick up along the way. They're not necessarily what people come into your store to purchase. They see that, you know, this product is placed in a certain area in the store and it's conveniently located for them to swipe, or maybe it's a non-canvas related item that they need for other items that they're purchasing. So for example, we can look at our capsules again. Keep in mind that those were the highest priced baskets. They are not the driver product. They're more of a passenger product. So maybe people aren't necessarily coming in to purchase capsules. They're coming in to purchase a different item, but they're also buying capsules in addition. One really good driver product, which is not at all surprising, is flour. Along with flour, on average, $41 goes to flour and about $12 to $13 goes to other products. So this is where you can kind of start to see, okay, when we're thinking about bundling different types of products together, what makes a good driver product as well as passenger product, and how can we use that to our advantage to make sure that those things are priced more frequently together or bundled more frequently, and in time, hopefully increasing that basket size to increase your revenue overall. Any questions so far on the two different dashboards that I just went over?
No.
Cool. All right, I'm going to head into category basket analysis. So this is going to show us pretty well like what our attachment rates are to certain categories. So for example, if we're looking back at the basket analysis detail, maybe we want to know, since vapor pens, for example, are a driver product in this basket composition, what other products are being sold with vapor pens? I'm sure y'all can take a guess, but out of the group here, what do you think is probably a driver product or a passenger product, sorry, for vapor pens? flour, pre-rolls.
I'm gonna say non-cannabis for like batteries and whatnot.
Yeah, I
All
think
right.
edibles.
I think you guys are pretty smart. But we will see if you guys are correct. So with category basket analysis, we can see what the attachment rates are like with vapor pens. So up here we have, I should mention that this dashboard functions when you actually select a specific category. So you do have to look at it one by one, but you can select whatever category you're most interested in taking a look at. So let's see, we want to say, what pairs well with vapor pens. Select that category and hit refresh, and we'll be able to gather all of that information. So the selected basket stats at the top here are going to be all in relation to that category that you selected. A lot of the same information seen on basket analysis details we will be seeing here, such as basket penetration, total basket size, etc. Category sales share, this is going to show you when vapor pens are in the basket, what total revenue percentage goes towards that product compared to what do the other products that sometimes show up in that basket look like. So flour, it looks like, has the highest revenue per share in when vapor pens are in that basket. Pre-rolls would be the next. That's not to say that these are the ones that most frequently pair with vapor pens, though. We can see that when we scroll down a little bit more into this attachment rate of other categories. So the highest attached category when vapor pens are in the basket, we can hover over this yellow here and see that.
Oh, I was just saying nice. Sorry, I was just saying nice, Dylan, because he said pre-roll.
Nice, Dylan. Yeah, you're right. So when we hover over this, we can see pre-rolls attached to vapor pens about 16% of the time. And then flour is going to be next, around 14%. So of course, we have also non-cannabis. Actually, non-cannabis related items as well as edibles are almost tied. So that's kind of interesting as well to look at. So when we're thinking about attachment rate and how to bundle products, potentially think about strategies moving forward when vapor pens and pre-rolls, for example, are paired together. Maybe that could very incrementally increase your basket size, even though pre-rolls are not actually super high price items. The more you get them in the basket over time, the more money will be associated with that product. And that is just one way to kind of think about increasing that basket size over time. Next thing we want to look at before we wrap up today is also the attachment rate. This is more of like a numbers game here. If you like to look at percentages and things like that, we can look at this heat map of percentages here. So I'll break it down a little bit what we're looking at here. Product dimension is going to be when, again, a beverage or capsule, whatever category is in that basket, what is the percentage of time that other products show up in that basket as well? The green is going to be when there is a higher likelihood of this product at the top here in columns is going to show up with the product on the left over here. For example, edibles is kind of like a good passenger product for quite a few different things. So it's going to show up green here. For example, beverages and edibles is purchased together quite frequently. And every time a beverage is purchased, edibles will show up about 25% of the time. Same with flour. Flour is also, it's a driver product, but also something that pairs well pretty quickly together. That is just one way to read this graph. AJ, do you have a question?
Kind of, but more of a comment. I don't know if anyone else has had this as far as a request from retailers, but for this attachment rate and just any of the attachment rate sections, they're always asking, why don't we have SKU attachment rate? Like, it's great to see how categories attach and how brands attach, but it's still a lot of work for them to go through and say, okay, well, which ones do I want to try? without having that information in front of them to say, hey, these two products specifically are getting purchased all the time. Let's create a bundle and just nip that in the bud. So that's something that I've requested. I don't know if anyone else has like heard of that, but it's something that I wanted you to be aware of, Amelia, and maybe you can push from your side too.
Yeah.
Well, so I can like Amelia, if you change this from category to brand,
Mhm.
it starts to get really messy really fast. And I think that's why I think maybe better for the analytics team to build would be like in the last recent period of time, like what SKUs, like if we had a top 20 list of SKUs that have bundled together most, instead of seeing like a pretty big empty chart. And I think to query that data too, like, like if you have like 1,000 products, I think it's like 1,000 to the 1,000th degree